Why are you listening?
Why are you different?
Why are you here?
Why are you connected?
Why are you tuned in?
Why are you inspired?
Why are you on CJRU?
The views expressed in this show do not necessarily reflect those of the Office of the Provincial Advocate for Children and Youth.
Let's begin.
Hey everyone, you're listening to YRU, aka Youth Radio United. My name is Mary Lou. I'm going to be your host for today.
Listen carefully.
So a few days ago, I was scrolling through my Facebook feed and a viral post caught my attention. I was looking at a picture of someone's restaurant receipt. On the bottom of the receipt, the words, "Slow service, try going back to school," were written next to the line that had $0 shown as the tip. There was a caption written on the side about the reasons why this person thought that the service they received was terrible, and how they thought that their server was a joke. What caught my attention the most was the fact that this person had several thousands of likes and comments, basically of people agreeing that servers shouldn't be tipped at all, and encouraging others to be more vocal of their criticism of servers. I've seen a lot of posts similar to this one recently, of someone proudly claiming the fact that they absolutely refuse to tip their less than minimum wage paid server, no matter how good the service and food were. That's not really something that I agree with doing. Waiting tables is tough. You would think that when it comes to the most stressful job, waitressing wouldn't be at the top of your list. But waiters and waitresses have to serve some pretty awful customers in their time. They need to keep their calm while smiling through the wave of obnoxious comments coming their way about how they've been waiting more than 10 minutes for someone to come and take your order, or about how you should really get some more staff around here. For many people, it's no secret that waiting tables is a tough job. I mean, there are the unsociable working hours, the low hourly pay, understaffed restaurants, having to serve unappetizing food that may often affect your tips, uncomfortable and even often misogynistic uniforms, and in some serious cases, the unwanted advances of drunk customers. We all know this, and yet as a paying customer, who hasn't felt at least a little irritated? Especially when the waitress brings you the wrong drink order for the third time, or when the waiter seems incapable of remembering the fact that you asked for no cilantro under any circumstances. In contrast, what about the servers who, despite of all the challenges, offer amazing service? They're quick thinkers, who need the ability to think through problems or unexpected situations. They're people-oriented. They have to always maintain a friendly and upbeat attitude. They have to remain calm and collected despite of all the constant movement, loud conversations, and kitchen mishaps. These are people who work hard every day and deserve fair pay for it. I was curious to see what real servers thought and had to say. One thing I know for sure is that if you don't know something, ask. So after the break, we're going to get some insight on the life of a server.
The sky is blue, the grass is green, purple mountains, I need something to complain about. My feet hurt, my hands ache, my heart is broke. Give me something to complain about. Why you don't love me anymore? Words are that it should be. I need something to complain about. Overdue, underpaid. Without you, I need something to complain about. Why you don't love me anymore? Why you don't want me anymore? Why you don't need me anymore? Love me anymore? Want me anymore?
YRU.
YRU.
Why are you?
YRU on CJRU.
That song was Life is Grand by the popular Ojibwe artist Keith Sakola. Before the break, I was mulling over the life of a restaurant server. Serving people, of course, has low parts of the job, but studies show that these lows may actually have more of an effect on someone than the demand of operating on a person's brain. Research conducted by scientists at Southern Medical University in Guangzhou, China, determines which jobs are the most detrimental to our overall health and well-being. The outcome shows that jobs with high demand and low control come first. Low pay, long hours, and bad circulation in your tired legs can all lead to damaging your mental and physical health. Unfortunately, much of the stress that comes with waiting tables is just in the nature of the job. 2 hours may go by when you have no tables at all, and then, wham, you're slammed with 20 tables and the cooks are all backlogged. Add to the mix a rude customer, a spill at table 4, and your stress levels can skyrocket upwards. Earlier on in the week, I met with 4 different servers and I asked them for their thoughts and opinions on several things related to working in the restaurant industry as a server. How long have you been working in the restaurant industry? Bessie?
Basically all my Canadian life. I started here 1992, 1st of August. Ooh.
Elaine?
Probably over 25 years. I worked at a little family place, and and it was just the money was good, so I kept going.
Del?
Around 2.5 years.
Trevor?
I've been in the industry now for about a year.
What drew you to the restaurant industry?
Seeing new faces, learning different stories is interesting.
I like smile, I like feeding people, and I enjoy talking to people, and I get paid for it.
Just like the freedom of not being stuck behind a desk. I tried that, I can't do it. I've worked in different offices, and that's not for me.
What do you think are the qualities that make a good server?
Oh, that's interesting. Good server has a good heart, has to be fast. Serving is not a job for stupid people. You have to be really, really smart to organize yourself and please everybody. Good food helps.
Well, you have to have a good memory, be able to multitask for sure. I think that's the most important thing. Be able to do like 20 things at once and remember what you're doing.
You have to be friendly, talkative. You need to have a good memory also. Good personality, know how to take a joke.
I feel it's all about efficiency, being able to please the customer, and just being able to give the customer good customer service.
What do you think are the qualities that make up a good restaurant to work for?
Good food, number 1. Service with a smile, number 2. And just somehow, family atmosphere. That's my opinion.
You can never choose the customers, so for me, I feel it's all about the management, how the management decides to work and manage not just the front of the house, but the back of house as well.
Working as a server, the hours are very long. How have the hours impacted your life?
Get very tired. I usually don't like to do too much after work because I'm really tired. I don't get a lot of things done that I need to be getting done.
Oh, they don't bother anybody. Kids get used to it. They loved it that mommy's not home all the time. And otherwise, you get used to it. You have to do what you have to do, pay the mortgage.
Well, I can always guarantee that on a busy Friday, sometimes I might be working. If it's a holiday, like a Christmas or something, I'm probably going to be scheduled because those are always the busiest times. So times like that, I might be scheduled and I might not have a lot to do with my social life.
So tipping is a big part of working as a server. What do you think about restaurants having to take out a portion of your tips at the end of your shift?
I think it's absolutely normal because that we're calling a walkout fund, and if somebody doesn't pay the bill or pay half of the bill, which happens, it's really nice to be safe and do not worry that you have to pull money from your pocket like other places. And the other thing which I really like this money goes in a certain point, and then you can maybe throw a party with them.
Stupid, because I mean, they're getting their money regardless. So why do they have to take out of our pockets the money that customers gave to us? They're gonna take a percentage for what? They don't really have a good reason.
Why aren't you listening? Why aren't you tuned in? Come and check us out on YRU at CJRU.
YRU.
YRU on CJRU.
Hey everyone, so we're back and we're talking to waiters and waitresses about their thoughts and opinions on tipping. So, when you're not tipped, do you think that restaurants should compensate for that?
I don't know, because then people will just fall back on that. So I don't really think so. Because then if they're, let's go, well, I don't have to give good service because I'll get something anyway. So I think no.
All over the Europe, actually, the tip is included in the bill. You don't have to tip extra at the end. It's just the owner give you at the end of the week the money which are extra for your tip.
You know, I feel for me, I generally get tipped a decent amount here and there. So if you are a decent server, I feel you will get your work back in your tips. And if you don't put in that work and you don't get the tip, you know, sorry, not sorry.
What do you think customers have to keep in mind when they're giving you a tip?
Yeah, well, they need to realize sometimes it's just busy and you can't be everywhere at once. And most people are cool with that. Some people just don't see anybody else sitting here. And they have to realize too, it is the kitchen, or it is the bartender or the bar. That's not always the speed of the server or the fault of the server. It's the kitchen's busy, or they make mistakes, but unfortunately, they just see the server. So you're in the line of fire for everything.
They have to know it's appropriately it's a 15% or more, and if they're less, you cannot complain anyway. But for good service, people get good money, and we get paid lower than minimum wage, which.
It's busy, how busy I am, and you know, maybe some of the certain requests that they've given me.
Sometimes if things are slow, it's not always the server's fault. I feel a lot of people think that the servers, you know, they're the ones that are keeping all your food on a table getting cold, but a lot of the time it is the back of house. And you know, the servers just kind of get the blunt out of that, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I just want, you know, customers to keep in mind that it's not always the server's fault.
Do you think that the government should change that system of where servers get paid lower than the minimum wage?
Well, it's good and it's bad. I mean, when you're busy and you're making money, it's fantastic. But when it's dead, I mean, you're working for under $10 an hour, which is kind of sucky, but I actually just rather keep it that way than be strictly hourly based.
When you get a low tip, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Maybe I didn't do as well as I could have. Maybe that person's not nice, but usually I look at myself and I review what I did wrong.
They're an idiot, quite honestly, because I don't think that people ever really get as bad at service as they like to think they do, or they justify to themselves. I just don't believe that. So I just think it's kind of they're idiots, or they're just not tippers. People just aren't tippers.
After the break, we're going to find out how Vessie feels when she gets a low tip from a customer.
Stay tuned to YRU.
Why are you listening?
Why are you different?
Why are you here?
Why are you connected?
Why are you tuned in?
Why are you inspired?
Why are you on CJRU?
Take the rain from a gray sky, drop it on that wise guy who's making rainbows disappear. Take the hail from a black sky, pelt it at that wise guy. It's time he learned to shed a tear. Love's a crazy feeling, like your feet are walking on the ceiling. Love's alive for a while, but it dies like a smile. Love's alive for a while, but it dies like a smile. It's a crazy feeling. Give him a snowman made of napalm, see how long he stays calm. It's time he burned under the strain. I just can't let him go on making like a big town. I just can't let him miss the train. Love's a crazy feeling, like your feet are walking on the ceiling. Love's alive for a while, but it dies like a smile. Love's alive for a while, but it dies like a smile. It's a crazy feeling. It's a crazy feeling.
Man, what a great song. That was Jazzman Blues by Toronto artist Paul Shabbat. Thanks for listening to YRU on CJRU.
You are listening to YRU on CJRU.
Why are you?
Why are you?
Why are you?
Why are you on CJRU?
Before the break, I asked Elaine, Dell, and Trevor how they felt when they received a low tip. Let's find out what Vessi had to say. So Vessi, when you get a low tip, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Oh, you feel sad because you think you didn't do proper job, and you feel kind of upset because you think, I wasn't good enough for them, and that's why you try next time to be better.
And when you get a high tip, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Oh, to kiss the customer and say thank you.
That's a good one.
It's like, wow, good job, Proud of myself. I feel like I connected with the customer probably very well.
All the stuff that I'm gonna buy when I get home. To be honest, it's just when I get a high tip, I always think about, oh, great, this person's really great, but now I have some sort of money for something else, maybe.
What do you think about restaurants that make their employees wear misogynistic uniforms?
I get it. I don't think it's. I think it's a bad thing, just because they're gonna get tipped now based on what they look like, not on how well they do their job, and it shouldn't be based on that. It should be based on you do your job and do your job well.
I've been to Hooters as a customer, and yes, it's kind of sleazy, but here we're very well dressed.
I don't like that. I think that restaurants that make their employees wear misogynistic uniforms are crazy, like Hooters. I don't know why the girls have to wear stuff like that. I understand that sex sells, but in certain things like that, just wear regular clothes. I don't see the whole point in that. I wouldn't want to be wearing skimpy clothes as a man, so I wouldn't want my coworkers that are women to be doing that.
And that concludes today's show. I'd like to take a moment to give a special thanks to Dell, Elaine, Trevor, and Vessi. Enjoying this episode of YRU? Want to listen to more? Now you can find us on SoundCloud. Just search www.soundcloud.com/scope@Ryerson/sets/YRU. It's easier than it sounds, don't worry.
The views expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of the Office of the Provincial Advocate for Children and Youth. Thanks to Erwin Elman, Rhonda Endel, Sandy Wynia Katz, Penny Clark, Brenda Molina Navidad, Jackie Toonstra Harrison, Michael Newton, Annika, Cody, Mary Lou, Alfred, Christina, Anjou, and Dante.